Done our dough, chaps. We've done our dough.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Odds, week 19, we're up to. So, Caulfield Cup last week. It started out as a fantastic day, and then it just sort of slid away from me. But the early part was really good. So, overall, we got back $60.60. So, $10.60 in profit, around about 20% profit, which I think was good, considering probably more of the money was outlaid later. And again, got the cup wrong. Duke Decessor, it was going to get a good run, yes. Did I think it was going to win and be that good? No. So going back to race one, Filio di Argento was no good. Taken was a very good run in a place probably with a little bit more like it would have won. Get a Fix just had a better run. Can't really do much about that. Got the part of the trifecta, which was good. Second race, got part of the Quinella as well, $13. That was great. Reserve Bank flopped. Then race 3, Keeneland, flopped. We still got part of the trifecta with Wall Street Banker. That was great. Race 4, again, another collect. Too Darn Discreet was just too good for them. It wasn't a race I really liked, but I just thought he'll probably be too good. And that's how it turned out. Isthmus, no good. Z-Tone, one of my better ones for the day, had a tough run and it was still a very good second. Too Darn Lizzie was the other one we bet on and that won, so couldn't have done any better. Got the Quinella as well. And then Estriella. I liked Estriella at Spacewalk. Estriella was so tough. Money back there. Got part of the trifecta as well. So that was all beautiful, textbook, copybook, wonderful stuff. Then it just fell off a cliff. Nothing. Zardozi, the more it got to race time, sort of the worst feeling I had, even though on paper it all made sense. But in my head I was like, I don't think this is going to happen. And good run. It wove through the field. It ran on well, but too much to do. Duke Decessor just too strong. Had a good run. All the exotics, nothing. And then Sydney, Legvarte was really good value for anyone who bet on that. It was just overpriced in that field. Got part of the Quinella there. And then that was it. Boomtalk was a good fourth. Wrong about Steffi Magnetica, wrong about V8. I found that horse hard to... I've never been on it at the right time. Was really hoping that was going to be it. Tom Kitten was good in fourth. We had that for the win. Those Crowell numbers were sort of around the mark. So yeah, happy to take that. Overall, we were hovering around 21.5% return over this 19-week escapade, and we had about a 20% return. So basically, the needle didn't move. It was like 0.02%. So happy with that. Moving on to Cox Plate Day, which I never used to like. I know a lot of people don't really like betting at Moonee Valley, but the more this time goes on, the more I like it. And it's boutique. The fields are small, which makes form analysis quick or relatively quick. You can basically just put the day into a bucket. Is it a leaders track? Is it a sweepers track? Is it an unpredictable track? And I'll therefore bet less. It's pretty straightforward. Even though if it's like a leaders track and you say, oh, this is biased, it does make it predictable. So we'll see. Last night it wasn't really a leaders track, so it might be the same again today. But yeah, really good. I'm really excited about it. And the Cox Plate itself, great field. Like, Via Sistina, Mr. Brightside, Pride of Jenni, Prognosis. That is an amazing top four. The Prognosis form through Romantic Warrior is great. Brightside's done nothing wrong with his prep. Was totally a victim of circumstance last time with that leader bias track at Caulfield with Deny Knowledge winning. That would never happen in any normal scenario. So just ticking along beautifully. Pride of Jenni was massive in that race in Sydney. I wasn't really a leaders track. Went out far in front. Overhauled by my Oberon. Was it my Oberon? Overhauled and then fought that off, and then couldn't hold off Wolf. But I mean, so tough. If it's holding that condition, it's going to be huge because it's not really a race for a lot of pace. And Prognosis is going to sit back and absolutely love that 2,000 meters. So I can't wait for it. And then you've got, just to throw in like broadsiding, Docklands, massive, Evaporate for novelty value. So yeah, getting straight into it today. I think that these early races, even though they're small fields, they're quite entertaining. Most of them are good betting races. There's a couple that I wouldn't really want to touch at all in any way. But that's totally fine. It actually made it a bit easier to apportion the 50. So yeah, I would have liked to have probably gone harder on the Cox Plate itself and had more money, but just the way that it works out, you've got to allot the money somehow. So starting off with race 1,000 meters Community Bendigo Bank Open. This one, the thing I would take away from this is a lot of leaders. A lot of these are going to go for the front. Katsu, Philosopher, Red Hot Nick, Unflinching, Frilled, Holy Racket to a degree. It's going to be pretty much on. So I'd be looking at something to run on into a place. For me, probably Celsius Star. The form was pretty decent in Adelaide. It could accelerate. It's not the best horse in this race, but from barrier 8, it makes sense. It'll just sort of slot back. There should be a lot of carnage up ahead. I could see it running on into third and paying 6 for the place. So I'd have that each way. Initially, I liked Katsu because it was a leader from barrier 1. I thought it was going to get quite a good run, but I think there'll be too many horses up there competing with it. So the 460 is probably still good value if you like it. You can easily have something each way. Ashford Street has been running well recently, and that will sort of probably sit in midfield. So the $10 is probably decent. Len Picker as well, I'd be imagining could run it into a place, but it's more of a watch. Holy Racket as well is probably, if I had to pick a favourite I like, to probably go for that, but probably a bit of a watch race, see what the pattern's like. And yeah, I'd be interested to see if Celsius Star can do anything, and I'd have that in Quinellas. Quinellas with like 2 Katsu, 4 Celsius Star, 1 Ashford Street, and 6 Philosopher. And then maybe like some trifectas around Holy, maybe like something throwing in Holy Racket as well. Yeah, maybe like a trifecta with 8 and 9 Roby Bankers, and then with 1, 4, and 5. So race 2, let's see where we are with this. Red Anchor Stakes, 1200 metres, Group 3. Yeah, small field. What I would take out of this is that the market's expecting Bizzlestowe to continue on with its good form because it was close up in those races behind Angel Capital. Ikasara, yeah, it was good in Sydney last prep, but I don't know. I think that, is it as good as the market suggests? Maybe not. Pisces was really good in the last prep and was a victim of a lot of bad barriers, got posted wide a lot, had to do a lot of work. Off a break, I think this thing could have improved a lot. And at $5, I think the value is good. And Bitter Creek, it's been scratched a few times. I've been waiting for it to have this second up run. Ran really good company last prep. Depends how it's going to handle Moonee Valley, but I'd be looking to those two. I'd be sort of staying away from Ikasara and Winner's Edge and Bizzlestowe and just going for like Quidell's around 1, 2, and 7. So Bitter Creek, number 1, Pisces, number 2, Brand Jam, number 7. Just because it was really tough when it led last time and held them off. Could go to the lead here. Could hold on well into a place, so it'd be hard to run down. Ikasara will probably compete with it for the lead, so that makes me a little bit less keen. But I think at 15, it's still worth something each way. If I had to go for, picking each way bets, and I do one with Sports Level, one with a tab to maximize bonus bets. I do Bitter Creek with one, Pisces with the other. Brand Jam for the place, and then Quinell's around 1, 2, 7, and then also 1, 2, 3, and 7. And for a trifecta, 1, 2, 3, and 7. Race 3. Yeah, this one's pretty competitive. A lot of like last start winners, lightly raced horses. The Crockett Stakes listed raced fillies. Anesa's just like a watch, number 1, because it just sort of fell away last start, maybe lack of fitness. So that's a total. Be betting sort of on hope there that it's going to turn things around. Supercilious was held up last time, flew at the end. The previous runs were a bit lackluster, so you could make a case for it. Tessa's Choice was good winning last time, but the $20 is probably value. Certain Rise was really good. Lost to Lofty Arch in its first start, which is amazing form, and then won really well last start. This is number 7, Certain Rise. It's going to probably be challenged for the lead a little bit. And the 240 probably is a bit too short in like quite a good field. Savage Revive had the benefit last time of going to that Flemington race down the straight behind First Settler. I think it would be a lot better for that. And is a good horse. So I think the 380 there's probably better value. And Spring Air was really impressive in this win at Sale. It was wide, and then it kicked on with this other horse, and they sort of cleared out. And the horses that had been in a sort of similar running line, Spring Air, fell away, whereas this thing powered on. So from barrier 4, it should get a sort of a decent run, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, and I'd be having that for the place, number 11, Spring Air, and doing it in Quinellas as well. So for me, Quinella, 1, Anisa, 3, Supercilious, 6, Tessa's Choice, 8, Savage Revive, 11, Spring Air. Each way on Savage Revive, number 8, and Spring Air, number 11. We'll take on the favourite, Certain Rise, Probably is a really good horse, but I just don't know if the value's there. Yeah, that's race 3. Race 4, the Phillies Classic 600 metres Group 2. This one's cool. I'm not really sure why Polymnia is favourite, to be honest, at 260. Double Market had a really good win first up, so the 440 there is good. Cavity Bay's been up for a while, but it's sort of worked into this distance range. It's been running in really good races, so I feel like if I was going for a favourite, I'd take that purely on experience and toughness. I think the 5's good value. I'm quite interested in 2 outsiders, 4 and 5. So Forever in Time, it came through that race at Flemington behind Bellatrix Star. It sort of trailed off, but I wasn't too unhappy with that run. Then it came out and ran second at Mornington. I just feel like it's better on dry ground. And so here it gets it. It's been running in good races. I feel like it's really undervalued. Forever in Time, number 4. And then Brulante as well. Only coming through Maiden Company, but the way that it won last time was really good. And I feel like that's an epaulet, really well-bred horse. I think the value is there as well. So I'd be having 4 and 5. They're 18 to 1 and 15 to 1 respectively. So I'd be having those each way. And then I'd be doing Quinellas and Trifectas around 1 Cavity Bay, 4 Forever in Time, 5 Brillante, and 9 Double Market. And yeah, seeing what Polymnia does, but happy to take it on. The Swoops JRA Cup. So this one's a small field. I really can't understand why Second to None is favourite. It's got a pretty good winning strike rate, but not really in like these sort of races. Yeah, I wouldn't be having a huge bet against it, but yeah, I'd much rather be on Future History. The runs before its run in Sydney were really good. I don't think Sydney was ever going to suit it that particular day. 2400 Group 1 over there. I know it was a good track, but yeah, I just felt like the big track at Randwick wasn't really its go. It seemed to like Caulfield. It seems to like tighter tracks. I think back to here, it's going to run really well. Gear Up, it's not really a prolific winner again of these kind of races. Unknown at Moonee Valley, that's 420 really in the market. And you've got things like Kettle Hill, Mr. Waterville. I think that this is a race where Future History can wrap these up really well, so I'll be having something for the win on that. Smoking Roman second up could be really good as well. Likes the track, not necessarily like a great winner second up, but a place getter half of the time. So I do a trifecta with 1 Future History and 2 Smoking Romans as roving bankers, and then take the field around it. Probably wouldn't pay a lot, but it's a solid bet. Win on Future History, maybe something against Smoking Romans, but yeah. In relation to Second to None, anyone watching Moonee Valley last night, Moonee Valley Gold Cup, the idea that Francesco Guardi could go around as a $3.90 favourite when it was always going to go back. It's not a prolific winner of races of that quality, and running on the Valley is always fraught with peril. Like how anyone thought that $3.90 was good value for that horse in that race is quite astounding. And I feel like it's sort of a similar scenario with Second to None here, although I'll probably be proven wrong. But yeah, I'd be taking it on, and good on anyone who found a key to sushi last night, because it really backed up that good run at Caulfield. So that's race 5. Moving on, race 6, the bars, the Common Golf bars, Cox Plate distance over, Group 2 level. This one I think is a terrible betting race. A lot of unknowns. These horses try to get to the 2,000 metres. What I would say is that I don't like anything at all. Politely Done is definitely going to go back and work into the race, which isn't a great recipe at Moonee Valley. Red Aces to me is an out-and-out sort of dour tough stay that's going to really be suited at Flemington and just wouldn't be suited here whatsoever. So I'd be taking Red Aces on. I'll probably lay that for $5 on Betfair just to try and get like a moral victory. But this is a race 100% avoid. I'll have like a small bit on Politely Done just to try and get a bonus bet back if it loses. I'll lay Red Aces. Vianara will probably win. It's been running in good races. The form's been a bit mixed. Can't seem to run on dry ground, but this race is not strong. It'll probably be some crazy result where like Peru wins. King of Thunders probably will be in there as well. So if you did some trifecta with like 5 and 6 as roving bankers, or 6 and 8 or something like that. Actually, no, the A probably won't measure up, but yeah, I just avoid that race. So yes, small bets only race 6. Okay, quaddie, first leg of the quaddie race 7, the McEwen Stakes Group 2. Another small field. I'm looking through the form for this. There's a lot of horses that sort of aren't up to it. Talbragar, Salui, Barracuda's been up for a long time, and it's sort of a big step up. Like it won in the 84 restricted grade last time. First go of group class up to group 2. I think the $4 is way unders. To me here, like Mornington Glory was so good in all those wins. It's a Group 1 winner from like 2 starts ago. Let's not forget. Caulfield last time, it just wasn't really ridden out, or it wasn't fit, or no, it must have been fit, but like it wasn't ridden out. Either something happened or it just couldn't get through that gap and the jockey stopped riding. How that's now $8 in a race like this, where the Inferno's old, Stapati's out of form, Talbragar, Salui are outclassed, extra twos, serviceable, Barracuda, question marks. The $8 is insane value, insane. So I'll have to have something each way on that. The obvious thing is Oscar's Fortune. Like, it's a good favourite for a good reason. It's been so solid. I think that you just have to bet on both of those, Oscar's Fortune, Mornington Glory, and then do a trifecta with both of them as having bankers in the field to Rove. I've backed the Inferno a lot lately. It'll probably run well, maybe 3rd or 4th. I probably just won't follow it again just out of devotion when it's pretty clear that the 2 and the 3 are the way to go. But, I mean, $8 about Mornington Glory, huge at a track and distance that a track that it likes. The distance, it's a bit of a query to 1200, but very winnable. So that's race 7. Race 8, the Crystal Mile. This one's a really good betting race. So the takeouts from this and from the past, Uncle Breen was good winning that race at Flemington. I'm very upset that I didn't do the form of that race because I was a bit time challenged that day and I had to sort of cut some corners, and I looked at a few races where I thought, okay, these won't be good, and that was one of them. And looking back through the form, that had been such a good horse that was just a little bit out of touch. To get to what, like 70 or 100 to 1, huge. So massive oversight from me there. It's just reinforces the importance that you've got to look at all the races and then exclude. If you're going to do just a glance across and say, okay, I'll leave that one out and that one out, it's at your own peril. And it was at my peril in that race because I did like Plenty of Ammo, and that would have been a good Quinella to get. So anyway, getting back to this, Uncle Bryn was good that day. Von Hawk, not that sure. Laura Medicis doesn't like it here. No, it's a good horse. The form is not representative. It's been running at very good races. It's going to get back though, and Moonee Valley running on, it's always tough. World Champion was favourite in that Uncle Bryn race. Favourite or second favourite, and just sort of fell away at the end, maybe lacking a bit of condition, but international form lines are good. It'll be a lot fitter here. That's probably really good value at 460. Poison Chalice is a horse that I like, but I just think that the step up here from like Caulfield 84 grade to this is just too much. On Chalices, if anyone remembers the classic movie, The Court Jester with Danny Kaye and the scene with the chalice from the palace, just find that on YouTube and watch it. It's a great comedy, and we'll definitely be on this horse at some point, but just not here today. Plenty of Ammo was great first up. The form from that prep before, like all those winners are up in a row, it is a really good horse. And I think from barrier 4, it's going to get a good run. It's got acceleration, which is great at the Valley. So coming around the corner, I can see it coming out of like a 4th position or from out of a pocket and surging. So the 460 is really good. Rumbled again, I want to make a specific point about because it's been running on really well in Group 2, Group 3 races, and the 40s is massive overs here. So for me, it's a good betting race around, well, Nugget a bit less so, but Quinella's around 4, Nugget 7, Royal Champion, 10, Rumbled again, 11, Plenty of Ammo. And I'd go Rumbled again for the place. I'd go Plenty of Ammo each way and Royal Champion each way. And I'd leave the others to their devices. I'm interested that light infantryman's into 9, so maybe the stable knows something. Maybe it's finally going to run well, but there's a limit to what you can bet on. So that's it. Race 9, Ladbrokes Cox Plate, Group 1, 2,040 metres. All right, this is a fantastic field. I've already sort of given it a preamble already. So what would I say here? I think the key things are that if you do a basic speed map, that the big winners will be Pride of Jenni and Prognosis. Pride of Jenni should get an easy passage across to the lead and be pretty unchallenged. And then when they settle, Prognosis should be back towards the end of the field on the outside, which would be good because it's a horse that likes to build into the races and will come from the back. So I think they're the big winners. I think the 2 losers from the draw, are probably broadsiding and Docklands. I think broadsiding will be back, might get caught on the fence. Docklands might be on the fence midfield. And then the ones that are a bit neutral are Sustina. That probably will be behind the leader, close up, might be pocketed. Sort of same for Mr. Brightside. So they're the ones that are a bit neutral, where it just sort of depends on the ride or depends on the run, but could certainly run well. Evaporate's a bit of an unknown if it'll go forward or not. Karis Teetan's on board, a great Hong Kong jockey. Broadsiding, a victim again of that pattern last time, was such a leader struck at Caulfield. It was so hard to make ground. So yeah, with 49.5 kilos here, that's pretty amazing. But I think that Prognosis is such a good, serious staying horse. It's hard for me to look, as much as I want Mr. Brightside to win, because, it was so close last year. It, would be such a deserved winner of a race like this, and it's done nothing wrong this prep. The 850 is value. I'd probably have to say that Prognosis and Pride of Jenni, based on how the race could map out, based on current form, I feel like they're just a little bit above. But in saying that, the BSC's win last time was fantastic. Brightside should get a good run and is in top form. So yeah, I'd be going each way, or the win on Prognosis and Pride of Jenni. And then a first 4, 1, 2, 6, and 7, the horses mentioned, into 1, 2, 6, and 7, into 1, 2, 6, and 7, into 1, 2, 6, and 7 plus Royal Patronage and Docklands. I feel like Royal Patronage is a bit undervalued at 50 to 1, could run on as a fourth, could bump up that first 4 dividend. But such a great race, such a great theatre. I'm very impressed by how the Cox Plate has grown in sort of stature as a race compared to other ones. So yeah, that's race 9. And then race 10, which is usually a bit of a write-off. This one's actually quite good and I like. So it's over the 2,000, and a lot of these horses are trying to get this distance and get it well. Tessio Stakes Group 3. Wishnall Lass, I think you can write off that Antino race. It was a bit of a scrubbed along race last time. I don't think the form is going to really matter that much. So Wishnall Lass is value. Molly Bloom, the form looks terrible, but it's a good staying horse, and it was out of Ace High, so that makes a lot of sense. So that should run well. It's a bit of an unknown how it will handle Mooney Valley though. What else have we got? I bet on Firestorm at, when it won earlier in the campaign at odds. I think the 250 here is pretty insane. It's an unknown how it's going to like Mooney Valley. Is it as good as what the market thinks? Not sure. Lady Jones I liked last time. The run was a bit flat, but I feel like it's worth sticking with it. And we backed Private Legacy last time for the place, but again, not sure how it will do here. What I would say is that Basilina is a serious staying horse. It should relish this distance. And I think the value at 34 is pretty phenomenal. So Basilina for the place, definitely. And then maybe each way on. You can really go any of them. Lady Jones, maybe, or Wished All Last. But yeah, a big Quinella for 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. And then maybe a trifecta with Lady Jones, 7, Basilina, 9 as rounding bankers, and then the field to Rove. But yeah, good race to close out. So that does Mooney Valley. Sensational day of racing. Good luck for all your bets on screen at our big list. Feeling good about it. And next week's Derby Day. So massive time now. Yeah, have a fantastic day.
And then came Sweet Liaison as they turned for home. Jefferson, he's been in front every inch of the way. He's out like 2.